Joining us in the studio, there he is, President and CEO of the United Way of the Bluegrass, Timothy Johnson. Mr. Johnson, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Scott, Zach, for having me this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here with us. First off, President CEO of United Way of the Bluegrass. Tell us exactly what the United Way does and how many counties you guys serve.
Absolutely. So United Way, we fight for the education, financial stability, health, and basic needs of every single person in our community. And the way we do that is we focus on local community issues. We bring together the people, the resources, the passion, whether it's residents, nonprofits, corporate stakeholders, government, all to really bring to bear around solving some of these tough issues in our community, making our community as strong as possible. And as you mentioned, we have a pretty broad reach. We have a 10-county service area. So, of course, Franklin County is one of our 10 counties. But in addition to that, we have Anderson County, Bourbon, Clark, Fayette, Jessamine, Madison, Montgomery, Woodford, and Scott counties. So your United Way is pretty busy out there making sure that we're bringing great impact and improving communities across the entire Bluegrass region of Central Kentucky.
And Franklin County joined that umbrella of the United Way of Bluegrass just within the last handful of years, right?
Absolutely. Last summer, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I was thinking
August.
It was further than that. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been very excited about that.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this work in Central Kentucky?
So your United Way has been involved in this for quite some time. In fact, this year we are celebrating 100 years of serving the Bluegrass and bringing impact to Central Kentucky. So
that's amazing.
If you can imagine that, not many organizations get to celebrate 100. We've had a little bit of a damper because of the pandemic, of course. So we've decided that we're going to celebrate 100 this year and next year. So
okay.
We're not going to necessarily let that get away from us and let a pandemic get us down. In fact, if you could even imagine in your mind, back in 1921, when United Way of Bluegrass was first getting up and started serving the community, one of the first things that we were doing was helping the community get back on its feet after the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. Wow. So now, 100 years later, we find ourselves in a situation of continuing to help the community get back on its feet through this COVID-19 pandemic. But we're proud to do so. Happy that we can be here to bring resources, again, bring the partners and the thought capital. We like to think of ourselves as the convener, collaborator, and catalyst for community action. And to do that this time is our pleasure and our honor.
Mr. Johnson, we've talked about you guys have been working on projects and helping communities for 100 years now, but a new initiative that you all are very excited about is Waypoint. Tell us all about that.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're super excited about Waypoint. Waypoint launched this past July 1st, and it is United Way of the Bluegrass's newest strategic priority. It's a collective impact project, which all that simply means is it's a way of getting folks in the community, our stakeholders, to agree on what the goal is and to row their oars in the same direction. So whether it's nonprofits, government, corporate folks, residents, it's bringing folks together in order to really solve some of these issues in the communities. And the way that we're doing that is through creating these one-stop shop, these one-stop centers embedded directly in communities that the data tells us are most in need. So we launched our first 3 centers in July, with 2 of them being in Lexington, 1 being in Paris. And the idea is to replicate another 4 or 5 of these centers over the next 5 years throughout the region, including here in Franklin County. And, super excited about it. Again, it's a way of we're bringing impact directly to communities, and eliminating transportation is often a barrier to folks getting the help that they need. So whether it's, I need to get my financial house in order, but I don't have any idea of how to do that. And we know that issues of finances are typically very personal, very private. No one wants to talk about it. We feel like we're the only ones suffering with these issues, and we're suffering in silence a lot of times. It gives folks a place to go to get professional help on how to get their financial houses in order. Or maybe you have someone in your household that's in need of a mentor. Maybe you're in need of a mentor. Maybe there's issues of physical health, mental health, or substance use issues, a variety of things that any one of our families and ourselves are challenged with throughout our lives. It gives you a central point of how to come someplace and have someone sit down with you and co-create your way forward. It's not your destination. So if you think about the waypoint in terms of the imagery of a map, your waypoint is not your destination stop. Mm-hmm. It's really a stop along your journey on that map. It's a place where you can stop, gather resources, get yourself together that help you get to your end destination.
That sounds awesome. The United Way has been giving people a hand up for, like you said, 100 years.
100 years.
But this is setting people up to succeed in the future also.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like really like the Waypoint initiative really sounds like it streamlines that process for folks made that choice or have determined that they need some help or some guidance, and it's a great place to start.
Thank you. And it helps not only provide a place that's easy to access, but many of our nonprofit organizations in the community, like in here at Frankfurt, are doing great work, but it's bringing folks together where nonprofit organizations are collaborating more. And we know that through collaboration, we can achieve more. We can get to our goals quicker, better, faster. So
really good stuff. And you've got another project coming up called Sweet Dreams?
Absolutely. So Sweet Dreams is something that I'm very excited about since coming to this United Way. Every December, we prepare these care packages for our kids, our students who are in need. They consist of pajamas, a book, some hygiene items, some snacks. And we do that particularly at some of the schools that we know have some challenges, for the students within the schools that have some challenges. This year, we set a goal of helping 2,000 of our students around the region in about 31 schools. And this is a great way to bring together volunteers, not just to give financially towards this initiative, but also to volunteer. And we know that here in Frankfurt, there's at least 2 schools that will directly benefit from our Sweet Dreams initiative this December, 2nd Street and Elkhorn Elementary Schools.
That's terrific.
So folks can, give directly to the Sweet Dreams Initiative. It's about $20 to sponsor a student, about $750 to sponsor an entire school. And folks can give that, as well as businesses. There's some sponsorship opportunities for associating your name with the initiative. And it's not, again, just financially giving. There's ways to volunteer. We always need volunteers now that we can get together in very socially safe ways of doing so. But we can get volunteers together to actually pack the packages for the schools, help us deliver them. So it's really a good way of engaging the entire community around helping our students at a time of year where oftentimes some kids are receiving things and others are not. So this is a way that, none of our students, none of our families are feeling left out.
And folks can get involved in Sweet Dreams and other projects through the United Way's website. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So you can check us out, finding different ways to give, volunteer, and advocating for issues close to you and other community members by going to uwbg.org.
Terrific. Mr. Johnson, we mentioned Waypoint being a great starting point for folks who are needing assistance, but there's also another resource, right? They can call 211.
Absolutely. 211. 211 is a call center. The comparison I like to make is the way you would call 311 to complain about a pothole to sort of city or county government. You call 211 to seek services around social or human services, folks in need. So if you need to find out where the closest food pantry is to you, or if you yourself or someone that you know is experiencing an episode of homelessness, or you're in need of help for someone who may be going through a domestic violence issue, or any number of health and human services, you can pick up the phone and call 211. Someone from our United Way, our staff, picks up. We have a team of navigators that are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to answer your calls and to get you directly to the help that you need. And we provide this not only through our Central Kentucky community that I described earlier, but through a partnership with the state. We have now expanded that to include 92 of Kentucky's 120 counties. So we're particularly proud to be able to provide this resource in real time to folks in need.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's such a fantastic resource for people because you're experiencing potential trauma and things like that. People don't know where to turn, right? They don't know
Correct.
what resources are available to them in their community, and I think that's a terrific place to start.
You're right.
Mr. Johnson, before we let you go here, tell us again how people can support United Way of the Bluegrass or how they can learn more.
Absolutely. Well, we invite everyone to come out, engage with us, to give, volunteer, and advocate by checking out United Way of the Bluegrass's website, Your United Way, at uwbg.org.
Awesome. It's been great to have you, Mr. Johnson. And let's also ask you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Do you have a sports wish or just something among on top of anything else that you'd love to see?
Well, as a sort of a new resident of the Commonwealth, I've learned to kneel at the altar of the Wildcats. So I'm making sure and want to see them have an outstanding, spectacular basketball season coming up.
It's very diplomatic. It's very diplomatic.
But it's okay if you want to support the Cardinals down the interstate there. I'm a Louisville graduate myself, so I'll always support the Cardinals here on the show too.
I'm sure they're great too. I want them to have a good season as well.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Some really good info today.
absolutely.
And we hope you'll join us again soon.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We'll be happy to.